Welcome to the S2K Sales Force CRM class. I'm going to take you through some of the new features and functions in the application and also take you through a day in the life of how a sales rep might use this application in their day-to-day activities. One of the new features in the S2K Salesforce application is the ability to link your personal email to the system. So let me sign on here as a sales rep. And what you're going to see here is over in the profile, you can now put in your personal email address and connect S2K Salesforce to that personal email system. All right? And now I can, from the S2K Salesforce application, send out an email. Okay, so as an example here, let me go into my accounts. And let's just grab one of these accounts here, Black Diamond Paper. All right, and let's say, I want to send an email to this account. Right, so up in the plus button where all your activities are, you'll see there's a new function to send an email. I can choose the person I want to email. All right. The other thing is that VAI now allows you to either do a one-time email or you can bring in any of the templates that were saved in the email template option. So let's just do the Mets game as an example where you can see that it automatically filled in the contact information. It grabbed that from the contact file. All right. And I can say send. Okay. So now the system sends that email, right? And it also logs it here into the activity history, and I can actually view that email if I needed to. Okay, but it logged it into the history. And now if I go over to Lisa Stein's Outlook and I look at sent, you could see that that email is in my send box. And obviously it would be in the inbox for the customer, and the customer could reply to you. Okay, so one of the other options that we have in the integration is that maybe you did not send the email from the actual S2K Salesforce application, but there's an email on the list here that you want to sync back to S2K. So what you would do is, you see there's a folder here that now says S2K. What you would do is you would drag that email, okay, over to that folder, and the system would automatically search for the contact email address and sync that email to that contact and company in the S2K Salesforce application. Okay, so the other feature that you have is the ability to set up an event and have that show up in your Outlook calendar and also your S2K Salesforce calendar. So as an example of that, if I wanted to come in here and schedule an activity, and let's say I want to schedule an event, okay, which is a meeting. Again, it pulls all the contact information in, and obviously I can change my contact. All right, but here's all my contact information. And let's just say it's 9 to 10, and I'll leave everything that pretty much default here. Just information requested, meeting with Joe. Okay, and I'm going to say save. Okay, so now what that does is the same thing that the email system does, is it obviously logged it into an open activity here for the contact, for the S2K Salesforce account. But if I go back to Lisa Stein, okay, you'll see that in my calendar, all right, I have information requested. There it is, that appointment on the 30th. And then on the customer account, they'll get an invitation, just like you would, send an invitation from your direct Outlook system. Well, they'll have to accept the invitation that you sent them for that meeting. Okay, so that's the new email integration system in S2K Salesforce. Works very, very well, and it's a great way for you to email directly out of the S2K Salesforce application. Just to show you where those templates were, if you come down over here to marketing, here's where you can set up those email templates. Okay, so there's the Mets game template, and here's where you can create those different templates with the bodies, and you can see you can insert contact information and your signature, and the system automatically will merge those templates when you send out an email. So this is great for sending up, maybe every time you talk to a lead, you have a standard reply to them. Thank you for meeting with us, and you have a standard reply, or maybe you have, price lists that you send out, and you want a standard email to always go out. Okay, and you can set up those standard templates and then use them through the email system. Another enhancement in S2K Salesforce is in the KPIs and in the filtering. So let me sign on as a sales rep here once again. And what you're going to see is the KPIs on the screen have been enhanced with new content and a new look and feel. But more importantly, what we've done with all the KPIs is we've added this sales rep filtering to each one of the KPIs. So when I'm signed on as Lisa Stein, you can see that this KPI is automatically filtered for Lisa Stein. So that when I'm looking at customer ranking, these are only customers where Lisa Stein is the sales rep on that account. Same thing with the quotes. So these are only Lisa Stein's quotes. If I roll down the page, open orders, these are only Lisa Stein's open orders and Lisa Stein's customers that are over their credit limit and such. Okay, so if I was to sign on now as a sales manager, let me change over to a sales manager here. Now when I sign on and I'm a manager, I'm going to see all of the customers for my team. You can see that the team has already been filtered, so I can look at all of my team, or I can choose anyone particular on my team and see that KPI filtered for that individual person. So again, all the KPIs that are on the screen have been pre-filtered for the team, my team as a sales manager. So that's one of the new, capabilities we've added to S2K Salesforce. Another new capability is in the opportunity screen, where we've created a new look and a drag and drop management dashboard where you can move opportunities through different stages. So let me sign on here as the sales manager this time. And what you're going to see is over on the drop down for opportunities that we now have a new look and feel to the opportunities window. You can still see it in our traditional list box view if you want, okay? But we've also added the grid view, if you would, to manage the opportunities and move them through the different stages of the sales process. So the different stages and different pipelines, if you would, can be sorted by the opportunity type here. So if you're looking for customers that are maybe up for renewal contracts or rentals or service programs or new customers, anyone looking to do anything with your business, you can categorize into different pipelines. So I'm going to say just give me new customer pipeline here, and you can see that we have them categorized by stage, and you can modify these if you need to have different stages. But if I wanted to move one of the opportunities from the prospecting stage to the investigation or proposal stage, all I have to do is drag it over to that column, and the system will automatically update that stage. And you can see it updates the totals based on the projected revenue for those opportunities. Another big enhancement in the S2K Salesforce application is in the sales analysis screens. So if I come over here and drop down into sales analysis, we have two major inquiries, a customer sales summary and an item sales summary. And we've greatly enhanced both of those applications. So if I go into customer sales summary here, what you're going to see is on the top half of the screen are going to be all my customers. So again, it's pre-filtered. If I'm a manager, I'm seeing my team of sales reps. These are all the customers that are assigned to my team. If I'm an individual sales rep, I'm only seeing my customers, in particular. And what you can see here is I can analyze customer sales. I can analyze, divisions, classes, and items. So if I were to come into this screen and I wanted to, further analyze Black Diamond Paper, I would just click on that account, and it's going to highlight it in blue, and you can see the total sales year to date. If I roll down, these now have been filtered underneath to say these are the divisions that Black Diamond Paper are buying. Okay, and you can see I can look at the current year and the prior year, meaning up to the same point in time. And I don't have a lot of demo data in my system, but you can see I can compare year to year and see the change within the system total. I also get the total percentage of sales with what categories are they buying more. All right, so here's my divisions, here's my classes, and here's my items. And I can continue this drill down if I want. So if I said, well, I only want to look at maybe office supplies, right? It's not a good category, so let's see what we're doing here. So if I click on office supplies, again, you can see the total of 129. Now the classes are filtered by office supplies, and the items are filtered by office supplies. And I can continue down the line here if I wanted to, where I can look at any one of these. Let's say paper. I could just click on it, and now paper is filtered to the $31 below. Okay, so the other inquiry is the item inquiry, and actually the item inquiry will be invoked if you're at the last level of the customer screen and you want to drill down into a particular item. So if I want to drill down into this particular item, the system is automatically going to launch for me the item sales analysis summary. And now basically what it's doing is it's pre-filtered the division, the class, and the item. But now what you're going to see is underneath the item are the customers that are buying that item. So again, in this item, I only had the one customer buying it, but that would be a list of customers that are buying that item. Let me take you into this inquiry standalone to show you how powerful it can be. All right, so if I come into this screen, here's all my product divisions and classes. So if I said, I really want to, take a look at what customers who are buying office supplies, I can click on that. Again, my filters, office equipment, my filters will go in here and, sort it down. And again, I only have one customer. Let's try office supplies here. Okay, so office supplies have been selected, and you can see if I go down to the bottom here, I have all the customers that are buying, office supplies. Okay, so this is a real powerful inquiry. Really helps the sales rep in analyzing, customers' buying behaviors. What are they doing this year to last year? And we have a lot of fields that you can show on this screen. So if you wanted to show, units or profit or weight, if you're in a food environment, cost. You can look at any of these things, or you can hide them if you don't want your sales rep to see, that level of detail. But this sales analysis inquiry is a very, very powerful inquiry, whether you're analyzing customers or item sales analysis. So the last thing I'd like to do is take you through a quick day in the life of a sales rep and show you how they might use the S2K Sales Force application. So I'm going to maximize my screen here to give me the most real estate, and I'm going to sign on as a sales rep. As you can see, all of the KPIs on the screen have been filtered for that sales rep. So I'm looking at my customers, ranked year-to-date sales. I can look at quotes approaching cancel date. I can look at, open orders in the system, and I can see, by drilling down, what those orders are and go over and view them if I'd like to. I can look at customers that are over their credit line. I can look at customers who haven't placed an order in a long time. I might want to sort this by descending by day. Okay, I can look at summary of my opportunities that are going on right now in the CRM system. So all of this has been filtered for the rep. Another nice thing that you can do off of the home page is link custom dashboards and reports. And one of the things that our customers do sometimes is they use this to deliver sales commission reports. So sales reps can sign on if they want to see their latest sales commission report. You can leave it as one of the links here, and when they click on this, it's going to launch the current sales commission report. Okay, and they can pick up their sales commission here. They can print it. They can do whatever they need to do for getting their sales commission reports. Okay. Another thing they can do is work through the contact management system and check the status of any leads. So if I click on leads here, I don't have too many leads in the new system here, but if I want to start adding leads, I can come over here to this plus and create a new lead, right? So you can quickly and easily track leads and people you're talking to, all right, and all your activity with that lead. We also have a separate import option. So let's say you were at a trade show and you got a list of leads, you could import them into the S2K CRM system. Okay. Another thing I might want to do is, check out my accounts. So these are all the customers assigned to me, and I can, sort this any which way I'd like. I can sort it by, last contact days, so last time I talked to them. I can sort it by account rep if I'm a manager and only want to look at, certain accounts that are assigned to a certain representative. You could see here, I haven't talked to this account in a long time. So maybe I want to go into that account and, and record a conversation or make a phone call. So I'm going to click on that account. Okay, and this is the account card that shows me, my last activities, which have been, a long time ago. All right, I really don't have anything going on. So let's say I happen to make a call to this account. What I would do here is go into log a call. So I want to log an activity. And I'm going to say that my activity was a call. Right, this is the person I talked to. This would be their contact list. Right, I can just say, why did I call? I was just, following up. Maybe a lead follow-up, and I said, spoke to Carla, sent price list. Okay, and I can just put that in here, hit save. Okay, and now you're going to see that that activity was logged into the activity history, and if I go back to my list, okay, now you can see that that account does not have days since last call is 0 because I contacted them today. Okay, so a couple other things you can do here. I can go over to Black Diamond Paper and take a look at their account card here. And there's a lot of information on the screen. And you can see I have a task scheduled with this account. I have some notes that I put on this account. I have an attachment. I have a credit application that I attached to this particular account. So if I click on that, the system will automatically launch that PDF or document or image or whatever you saved with that account. Okay, I can look at their account history. There's that email that I sent earlier, inviting him to an event. I have contacts, I have opportunities, I have cases. So one of the things that you may do when looking at an account is maybe you want to create an opportunity. So if I click here, I'm going to create a new opportunity. Let's say this account has a new store opening. And I have the ability to make some sales to that. So I'm going to select the account here. I'm going to just put in different information. This is a existing customer. You can kind of use these tables. This is maybe they're going to buy our new product line. The current stage is for the pipeline is in proposal. Okay, because I'm going to put a quote in attached to this and my projected revenue, whatever it may be. Okay, and let's say save. If I'm missing anything, it's going to let me know. But now I have an opportunity out there. Okay, so you can see I have an opportunity that's attached to this account. Now let's say I want to actually enter a quote that's attached to that opportunity. So what I would do is I would click on that opportunity. And from this screen, which is the opportunity screen, I can use the plus button here to enter in a new quote. Okay, so I'm going to hit new quote. And the system's going to take me over to S2K Enterprise into the order entry system. So I have some existing quotes and orders out there, but I'm going to skip over that and say this is a new quote I want to enter in. So you can see the system defaulted to quote. I could also enter an order, so I could change it to an order, but I'm going to leave it as a quote. Okay, and the whole header screen has been filled out automatically. And when I get to the detail lines, now I can enter in the details for my quote. So let's say they wanted, some notepads. So I'm going to just type in pads here, and I'm going to find, just anything in the system here, post-it notepads. Okay, and I'm just going to click it. It's going to give me a price. I could obviously override the price. Let's say they also wanted a quote on some ink. So I'm just going to type in ink here, and it's going to do a global search for ink. These are all the items that have ink in there. And let's say they wanted to buy some black ink. Okay, and there's my price as well. I can override this if I want, right? So I could say, you know what, this is a pretty high profitability. Maybe I want to make 50% profit, and let's go with that. And it updated my price automatically with that profit margin. Okay, so now I'm going to end this quote. Okay, I could, send it over to them, email it, fax it, whatever I need to do. But one of the things that's going to happen is it's going to take me back to that opportunity, and you're going to see that now I have a quote attached to that opportunity. If I want to see those detailed lines, I simply hit this, button here, and it will show me what those items were and what the prices were that I quoted. Okay, so I can view that very quickly and easily from the screen. I also can jump over to the full, order or quote inquiry screen, and I can do a reprint maybe of the whole quote. If I want to just, export that out to a PDF and print it out, I can, jump out to here and see, order confirmation or quote, whatever it may, you want to call it. You can print that out as need be. So those are just a couple of things you can do with the S2K Sales Force application. What's really nice about the S2K Sales Force application is it gives your sales reps full access to ERP data. So if I'm looking at this account and I want to jump over to customer account inquiry, and see all the information that I would typically see in the back office, I can see that right from S2K Salesforce. So I can look at, general account information. I can look at aging. If I want to see their aging, I can look at, all of their open orders and drill into those orders. I can look at open orders by item. I can look at, open AR. Open invoices if I want. I can look at check history. I can look at notes that are in the system. Whatever I want to see, very, very, typically to the item, customer inquiry that's in the back office. I can see all of that information right from S2K Salesforce. I can also see that same type of information for items. So if I go over here into my item inquiry, I can look up the status of any products. All right, so this is my full item inquiry that's in the back office, but delivered through the S2K Salesforce application. So if I was looking for something in particular, let's say I was looking for ink, I can type that in, say search. Okay, and now I'm going to see any of the products that have ink in there, and I can drill into any one of these and see more information. So I can drill in. I can see a picture of the product, kind of a summary of the product here. I can see inventory availability by location. I can see open orders against it. Again, a lot of the same information that would be available to a sales rep in the back office or available through the S2K CRM system. Okay, so that's just a few of the things that you can do with S2K Salesforce. It's a really dynamic application. It's really built for supply chain representatives that need a lot of information from the back office, open order status, item inquiry, quotes, things like that. So it's a great system. If you want more information or you'd like a detailed demo of this product, please see your VAI account representative or project director for more information. Thank you.